Today we are preserving the rest of our apple harvest. We probably have another 200 kilos, you reckon, here? Close to 200 kilos. And so we'll be making another 2 batches of cider, and I'll be bottling the rest of the juice that we have in excess of the 50 litres that we need to make the cider. So it'll be interesting to see how much juice we get from these apples. This has probably been my favourite harvest to preserve so far this year. I've been enjoying preserving the beetroots. I've dehydrated some of our beef. I have dehydrated tomatoes and stuff like that. I probably haven't had enough tomatoes to make passata or tomato sauce or tomato paste like I had intended to this year, because our chickens were eating everything in our garden up until a week ago when we moved them into their breeding pens. And I've noticed that there's been a heap more fruit come on the bushes, so hopefully that we've had quite a late summer, or an extended summer. It should be cooling down right about now. We should be getting a lot of rain. I've been getting a lot of fruit set on my pumpkins and melons and tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that, so hopefully that continues and they can mature, and hopefully eventually I can preserve some of my tomatoes. But for now, the beetroot and the apple cider have been my favourite. The apple cider definitely has been my most favourite. But what I was wondering is, what's your favourite thing to preserve? You know, in the past I've done pickles and they've been amazing, and pickled onions. But we haven't really had that much excess food to preserve in the past because we were on the suburban block. I've always grown my own garlic to use throughout the year. It's not exactly preserving, but it's sun cured, so I can keep it for 9 months. And I've recently bought some more varieties that last for 12 months and 12 months and beyond, which is awesome because it means that I'll have homegrown garlic all year round. And again, with my onions, it's not really preserving them, but they are there to be used through the whole year, and my pumpkins too. But apart from that, that's about it. That's about all I've done. But I've seen other people preserve eggs. I've seen people preserve all sorts of things. And I love seeing what people preserve, so I can become inspired in my own garden, and I can think of new things to plant or new ways to preserve them. We've preserved 130 litres of apple juice. Put some of them in the cupboard already, but these are the ones I'm still waiting to cool down a bit. And this is my unorganized preserving cupboard where I keep all my spare jars and all my preserves. So I've got a bit more apple juice here. I've got a heap of crabapple jelly. I've got some preserved excuse me. I've got some preserved capsicums here. They were roasted and then I put them in a brine. Some zucchini relish a friend made me, and some pickled jalapenos that a friend made me. I've got some nectarine jam and some plum jam. A heap of beetroot. These are my yellow beetroots, but I use brown sugar, so they turn brown. Big fail, but they still taste good. Got some dried zucchinis there, and I think this is some kumquat marmalade. I've also got my tallow here, and I'll be filling up this bottom section with more apple juice. But that's all my preserves so far this year. I wanted to preserve a heap more, but it just didn't pan out that way. The chickens ate all my food over the last month. We've locked them up now, so we're getting a lot more food come on. So we're getting a heap of cucumbers back again, a heap of tomatoes. So I hope that I can preserve a few more of those to use through winter. And hopefully next year we can come up with some strategies to keep the chickens and birds and other pests out of our garden, so we can grow and preserve a heap more food. And hopefully the soil will be a bit better. This was the first time we planted in the soil. I would have liked to have added some more compost and manure in it, and a heap more mulch as well. but I just didn't get a chance because by the time it was ready to be planted in, by the time it was finished being built, it was November, and that was when I need to get my summer seedlings into the ground. But one of my missions this winter is to get those beds really nice and fertile. I've also got 75 litres of apple juice in here, fermenting into hard apple cider. So we're looking forward to bottling that up and storing that somewhere so it can get better with age and we can enjoy it through the winter months. But that's it from me today, guys. I will see you tomorrow and hopefully it will be raining.